dorks, welcome back to another episode of the Cave of Dorkness. This is episode 4, the Maltese Falcon. Yeah, October is done. Halloween is over. That means you have to put the candy away, press pause on the horror films, and join us all month long in celebration of Noirvember. What is Noirvember? Well, it is a hashtag celebration that occurs every year online thanks to TCM and Filmstruck celeb Mariah Gates. It's an opportunity for us to gather and obsess over all our favorite film noirs, brag about the films we've been watching, and just celebrate this awesome genre of cinema. And actually, is it a genre? I like to think of it more as an era of cinema. The Maltese Falcon kicking it off in 1941. And for me, I like that era from 41 to about 55, 56, that 15-year period where filmmakers were setting aside the bright lights and happy-go-lucky heroes of the studio system and embracing darkness and shadow and expressionism and scumbags as protagonists. I didn't come to film noir until much later in life. I didn't grow up with Sam Spade or The Sweet Smell of Success. I came to it after college, and I really came to it because of this bird here. Well, not this bird, but a very similar looking bird. My buddy Matt and I, we went to the NRA Gun Museum in Fairfax, Virginia, many years ago. This wasn't recently. I probably wouldn't go there today. But at the time, we wanted to go check out John McClane's pistols from Die Hard. We wanted to see Dirty Harry's Magnum from Dirty Harry. Actually, they even have the fancy schmancy clip Magnum from Sudden Impact, a gun I never liked, but it's there. And we browsed and took photos of all the guns on display. And in one particular case, under glass, there was a Maltese Falcon. And it was a Falcon that they claimed was from the 1941 production. And even though I had not seen the film at the time, I was in awe of it. It's like seeing the Ark of the Covenant from Raiders of the Lost Ark or Rosebud from Citizen Kane. You know that that is a serious piece of film history. And I just thought that was so cool. But at the same time, I couldn't appreciate it because I had never seen the film before. So we left the museum, we went home. Matt broke out his DVD copy of the Maltese Falcon, and he pressed play. And I fell in love with Humphrey Bogart and Sam Spade. And it set me down a rabbit hole of film noir. From the Maltese Falcon, I went to Sweet Smell of Success and Kiss Me Deadly, The Big Blow, The Big Sleep, The Big Combo, all the bigs. And I discovered that film noir was really an angry, frustrated, human experience. We lived in this realm, especially me growing up with Star Wars and, white hat, black hat westerns. Good is good and bad is bad. And what's so wonderful about film noir is that in the chiaroscuro universe of those films is a lot of gray, actually, and I embraced that morality. And Sam Spade as a detective, he's a man of principle, but you get the impression that he doesn't really care what you think. He really only wants to adhere to his own sets of rules. And even though he doesn't necessarily love his partner, Archer, when he's murdered during his missing persons case, he's upset because that was his partner. How dare you take him away from my life? So I must avenge Archer's death. And in pursuing that killer, whoever he or she may be, he runs across Peter Lorre and Sidney Greenstreet and the fabled tale of the Maltese Falcon, this precious jeweled item that is covered in black lacquer to hide its actual worth. And in pursuing the Maltese Falcon, he deteriorates as a human being. And again, that's another appeal to film noir, is the journey usually ends in misery and failure. And for my money, a film noir is not a film noir unless the hero is face down in the concrete by the end of the film. If not physically, then mentally. If your hero is triumphant and victorious, it's not a film noir. All right, so back to this bird. I watched The Maltese Falcon. I become obsessed with it. I read the Dashiell Hammett book that it's based on. It's a pretty good book. I actually think it's one of those cases, though, where the film is superior to the source material. Rare, Jaws, another example. Silence of the Lambs, another example. But not too often does that happen. Lisa and I, we are dating at the time, and I'm obsessing and rambling about film noir and Sam Spade and Humphrey Bogart, and she's just such a better partner than I am, because when Lisa's going on and on about something that she loves, I'm listening and I'm nodding and I'm going like, yeah, that's cool. But what Lisa is doing when I'm obsessing and rambling and ranting towards her is she's taking mental notes going, ooh, a Maltese Falcon would be a really great birthday gift. And so that's what happened. She goes click-clacking on her keyboard, goes to eBay, finds this bird, orders it, and it was a birthday gift for me. And I love it. I cherish it. It hangs out on a glass cabinet behind me while I write, always looking down and observing. So yes, just a plaster, relatively cheap mold of the film design of the Maltese Falcon. But it sure looks cool. And of course, I had to do a little research about that NRA Maltese Falcon, the one that they claimed was from the film. And it turns out there's a lot of confusion and a lot of mystery surrounding the actual prop bird from the film. There wasn't one of them. There was actually 6 made by artist Fred Sexton. He was hired by John Huston to put this mold together and produce this bird. And what happened to those 6 birds? A lot of mystery, like I said, surrounding him. You can actually read an article that the Vanity Fair did several years ago, I want to say in 2013, where they reported on the sale of one particular lead Maltese Falcon for $4 billion. And as they dig into this story and you read this article, it starts to throw some dispersion of whether or not that $4 billion bird was from the original 1941 film, or if in fact it was from the 1975 parody movie, The Black Bird. $4 billion being spent on not the right bird, I find hilarious. It was sold to Steve Wynn, the Las Vegas casino billionaire, and it sits in his collection today. But I like to think that is a bogus bird, and that brings me some joy for some reason, because I'm a film noir fan, and I like misery and despair. Yeah, but I don't care what happened to the original birds. I've got this one. I love it. It is a proud member of the Dork Cave collection, and I hope you need to check out the Maltese Falcon. I hope you go and do that if you have not. It's readily available all over the place. It's on Filmstruck right now. You could go there, watch it until Filmstruck dies. Hopefully, it gets saved by that petition that's on change.org. I hope so. I'm not so sure if that's going to happen. But Guillermo del Toro and Edgar Wright have signed it, so why haven't you? Do that. Sign up for Filmstruck. Celebrate Noirvember with me. Start with the Maltese Falcon. If you're in the Northern Virginia area, read Hammett's book, and then go to the Arlington National Cemetery and visit Hammett's grave. I did that shortly after reading the book. Okay, so there you go. Follow my other dorks. Of course, the Turtle Dork, always reacting to videos and trailers here on the site. Find him on Twitter at the Turtle Dork. Follow the Indie Dork at WB Das. Follow Darren Smith, the Disco Dork, at the Disco Dork. Follow my lovely wife. Give her suggestions of more cool gifts she can purchase for me and this video series at Sidewalk Siren on Twitter. And of course, I am Brad Gullickson, the MouthDork, at MouthDork on all social medias. And until next time, folks, this is the stuff dreams are made of. It's a good impersonation. Take care.
Bye.